So, I want you to know what happened when I first started trying to research for this particular video. Well, first of all, welcome to the DAILEY's book series. I'm Christina Tina. This is where I read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy smashy stuff going on here. And so, I wanted to do May. We've got a couple of different things going on in May. And one of those things is Mother's Day. And I wanted to do a Mother's Day cozy mystery. So, I don't know if you remember or you have seen, and if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. Actually, go check both of them out. Go check out my cozy mystery St. Patrick's Day special, and then go check out the not real books by not real authors. I had asked Microsoft Copilot to give me some St. Patrick's Day. Oh, yes, ma'am. You don't have to put your fingernails on my knee. So I had Microsoft Copilot for some books, and it gave me a list of St. Patrick's Day mysteries. The titles were real. The authors were real. They didn't go together. And Microsoft had put this author's legitimate characters in this title. And they didn't belong to each other. They didn't go. It was totally 100% fake. And one of my authors said, because it was like a list of 50 books. Because I had started looking them up. Like, well, this one doesn't exist. This one doesn't exist. This is not real. And then it came to a couple of my authors that I know very, very well. It's like, I know she didn't write this. So I asked her. And the woman was like, give me the list. I'm going to my publisher. Let them know what's going on. So, who knows what happened there. But anyway, stop playing with the wires. Smokey. 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 So, I gave it a whirl again for... Yes, ma'am. You have my attention. What do you want? So I tried it again for Mother's Day. I wanted Mother's Day cozies. And one of the first ones that came up was a huge red flag. And I posted this on Facebook, and her group is having a big chuckle over it. One of the mothers, because I was looking for Mother's Day stuff. One of the mothers that came up was Janet D. Leon's Fortune. And if you have not read that series, please go check it out. That one and Janet Ivanovich's Stephanie Plum are two fabulous series. And Fortune is a former CIA agent, and she had to hide out in town because there was a hit on her head, and all of that stuff resolves over books. But as of this point in the series, and it's still early in the series, it's very early in the series, she's still single. She's semi-dating Carter. They might get serious at some point. And she's not a mother. And she was one of the ones that came up in the Mother's Day search. So, we've got a few Mother's Day cozy mysteries to go over here. Then, I remembered that one of my authors is a mother. She didn't start out that way in the series, but she's a mother now. And then I've got some female sleuths, amateur sleuths, detectives I threw in for good measure. I was getting desperate. So, I just had them. I've lost my glasses, and they were just here. I literally just... Right. Don't see nothing. Just because they were in my lap, it's Smokey. Blame Smokey's fault. She got me distracted. Alright. First one. Mother's Day Mishap The Mother's Day Mishap, A Cozy Mystery, a Tess and Tilly Cozy Mystery, Book 3. If you love small towns, endearing relationships, food, animals, and a touch of murder, you'll love this new mystery series by Kathy DAILEY, author of the Zoe Donovan Cozy Mystery Series. It's Mother's Day in White Eagle, Montana, and spring has come into the small foothills community. It's the season for puppies and kittens to be born and rehomed, families to gather for an outdoor picnic and baseball game, friends to fall in love, and a shocking mystery to filter to the surface after so many years. Join Tess and Tilly as they sleuth out while delivering the Daily Mail. Book 1. Book 2. A Mother's Day Murder. Mount St. Abrams was the kind of small, quiet town, as any residents would tell you. Nothing ever happened. That's why Ellie Roche loved living there, even if her ex-husband did not. But even small towns had secrets, as Ellie discovered when Lacey Mitchell suddenly disappeared. Ellie caught Lacey's husband in a lie, and one small discovery led to another, until it became apparent that nothing about Mitchell was quite what it seemed. Mother's Day was just around the corner with a sexy detective on the case, and Ellie and her friends getting closer to the truth. Can Lacey Mitchell be found in time to enjoy the day with her sons, or was something more deadly going on? Book 3. The Mother's Day Murders. Lee Harris. Investigator and former nun Christine Barrett is appalled when a young woman claims to be the natural daughter of her sister Joseph, beloved superior at St. Stephen's and Chris's dearest friend. But after the girl is murdered, all evidence leads the police to believe she was telling the truth and that Sister Joseph is the prime suspect. And why would she kill her own kid? Can evidence ever lie? Chris prays that it can, but as frantically she searches for the link between an anonymous woman who gave away her newborn and 2 decades ago, a brutal murder, this Mother's Day, it seems a miracle can save Sister Joseph from a life behind bars. Book 4. Mother's Day Murder. It's Mother's Day in Holiday Junction, and local journalist Violet Reinhammer is busy covering the town's festivities, but this year she's not alone. Her mother is in town, determined to understand why Violet chose this quirky holiday haven over their beloved Kentucky home in Daniel Boone National Park. Tensions rise when Violet's mother clashes with some of the town's most prominent mothers, putting Violet in a tricky position. As she juggles the festivities with her secret role as the Junction's journalist's anonymous gossip column, tragedy strikes. A mother in the group circle is found dead, and Violet's own mother becomes Chief Strickland's prime suspect. Determined to clear her mother's name, Violet dives into the investigation, uncovering rivalries and more than a few surprising motives. Can Violet free her mom? Mother's Day Mayhem, Lynn Calhoun. Jill Gardner, owner of Coffee Books and More, is almost out of Mother's Day cards. She has a few more in stock, but she set them aside because she needs Greg's help choosing one for his mother. It'll be Jill's first time meeting her boyfriend's mother, and she's understandably nervous. Turns out Jill isn't the only one having feelings about mothers. Kyle, who works at the antique store next door, needs to find the perfect Mother's Day card for a mother he hasn't seen since he was 5, when she went away to jail, but her arrival in South Cove isn't exactly celebratory. Her behavior towards her son is unexpectedly restrained. Book 7. Botched Butterscotch. Mother's Day is a sweet and busy time at the candy shop Bailey King runs. With her Amish grandmother, this time of year extra special because Bailey's parents are visiting the harvest. Bailey's father has rarely returned since leaving the Amish faith over 30 years ago, but Bailey is confident that the right treats and help sugarcoat any awkwardness. Mother's Day tea at the local church, she's whipping up her mom's favorite butterscotch fudge. All's going well until a sticky-fingered thief makes off with the money raised for a local women's support group. While Bailey tries to discover who stuck their fingers in the cookie jar, she encounters an assortment of suspects. It doesn't help that Juliet, mother of Deputy Alan Brody, is conspiring with Bailey's mom to play Aiden and Bailey's wedding, even though they're not even engaged. Can Bailey find the culprit before the events, both criminal and personal, turn into disaster? Sounds cute. Okay, now, if you want a book, let's see. If you want a book, and I didn't pull the reviews for these, but if you want a book for a holiday, any holiday at all, there are two ladies that will do it for you. Every single holiday out there in creation, these ladies have got a book. And they're, whenever you need a last minute holiday book, these two ladies are it. Alright, so we've got two. Leslie Muir, Mother's Day Murder. Spring in Tinker's Cove, Maine, finds local reporter Lucy Stone wishing she were digging in her garden instead of languishing in her office at the Penny Saver newspaper. But when flower beds will have to wait, when Mother's Day rings in a feud between two neighborhood moms, and the fallout is fatal. Two of her four kids may be out of the nest, but Lucy knows only too well that mothering is a lifetime commitment. At least she gets kickback and enjoy a fancy Mother's Day brunch with her brood, that is, before the festivities are interrupted by a nasty scene courtesy of Barbara Hume and Tina Nowak, opposites in every way. The only thing these moms have in common is the need to best each other at every turn, using their teenage daughters as pawns. Shame on you! Itch. 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 The hostilities only escalate when Bar and Tina team up to host an after-prom party for local teams. Lucy's persuaded to participate so she can keep an eye on her own daughters. Sarah has a front-row seat for the fireworks, but even after witnessing the woman's claw-sharpening ritual, she never expects to see actual blood spilled until Tina is shot dead on the public tennis court right in front of Lucy. The other one, Mother of the Bride Murder. I just thought I'd throw this in. When Lucy Stone arrives at sprawling French chateau with the whole family, it should be the trip of a lifetime, especially because she's about to watch her oldest daughter Elizabeth marry the handsome, successful man of her dreams. But while navigating the vast estate owned by the impenetrable wealthy in-laws-to-be, the jet-lagged mother of the bride has a creepy feeling that Elizabeth's fairy tale nuptials to John Luke are destined to become a nightmare. Let's see. Maternal instincts are validated with the moment a body is pulled from the centuries-old moat on the property. Gotta check it out. All right. The other lady that can be counted on for holiday books. 100%. And I forget which one it is. I don't know if it's her or this one. One of them's got a 4th of July. So be prepared for the 4th of July cozies. So, Mother's Day. A catered Mother's Day. Isis Crawford. Bernie's college roommate Ellen Hadley is burning the candle at both ends. She's a grown, successful business baking treats for her dogs and cats. And she's a dutiful wife and mother who somehow manages to fit all the cooking and cleaning into her busy schedule. But after her children forget her birthday and her husband forgets their anniversary, her expectations for a memorable Mother's Day are understandably modest. Oh, beat those kids up! Guilt! Set the guilt out! Excuse me? It's her 4th of July. We will definitely check her out for 4th of July. You gotta kill these kids. You just gotta guilt them to death. They forgot. How can you kids forget stuff like that? That's not good. That's just not good. When Bernie jokingly suggested Ellen fake her own kidnapping to set her family straight, she never imagined her friend would actually go through with it. Alright, now you've lost your marbles. Now you've lost your marbles. Okay. Now, the mother, she didn't start out as a mother, but she's now a mother now in the series. When she started out, she was single, but now she's a mother. And I just tried to look for the newest one. I probably have one over there, and so Roundup. I was looking for Flock, and it's probably over there. I should have picked it up, but you got to start at the beginning with these and read them in order. And if you haven't seen my Donna Lanzo's, you gotta check it out. Kevin Meg's cyber-savvy nephew who lives in the basement comes to talk with her with a problem. He and a friend have started a true crime podcast, one that focuses on Virginia cold cases and unsolved crime. But he thinks their podcast has hit a nerve with someone. His podcasting partner has had a brush with death, and Kevin thinks that an attempted murder, not an accident. If you haven't seen my video on this book, please go check it out. Kevin rather sheepishly asked Meg for help in checking out the people involved in a couple of cases being investigated on the podcast. Given your ability to help find out stuff online, why do you need my help? Because I've already done everything I can online. This'll take going around and talking to people, he exclaims. In person. Not his thing, and no, it can't wait until after the upcoming family wedding because he fears whoever's after them might strike at the church or during the reception at Meg's house. So there's your mom. Alright. Mother's Day Muffins and Murder. Sarah Rosette. As a volunteer at North Dawkins Elementary, Ellie would never miss the annual Mother's Day breakfast, even if she has to tolerate the likes of Gabriel Matheson. The rivals aren't exactly sworn enemies, although Ellie thinks there's only room for one professional organizer in the small Georgia town. But when Ellie sees Gabrielle in the hallway, she's a mess. It looks like Gabrielle's seen a ghost, or, as she explains, a dead body inside the closet. Before Ellie can get help, the body vanishes, only to mysteriously reappear later at the school. Little is known about the victim, a secretive snoop with a nosy nature and a penchant for keeping quiet about her own past. Ellie will have to leave no desk unturned to protect her kids and expose the cunning criminal identity, because if she doesn't, the killer may chalk up another textbook case to murder. God, there's an awful lot of puns in that. Did you catch all those puns? And these are just for fun. These are just a couple of ladies, female detectives for fun. Death by Chocolate Raspberry Scone. Summer guests are eager to sink their teeth into tantalizing desserts at the Chocolate Mousse. Jake Tiptree and Ellie White's bake shop in the island village of Eastport, Maine. But attracting the wrong kind of tension can be deadly. With the August heat strong enough to melt solid chocolate syrup, Jake and Ellie crave a break from the bakery ovens despite tourist season promising a sweet payday. But they never envision spending the last weeks of summer drifting around Passamaquoddy Bay searching for the pirate's treasure and a dead body. Sally Coates believes her husband was murdered off the coast and begs Ellie, a trusted childhood friend, to help locate the remains. Okay? Bulletproof barista Cleo Coyle. We've talked about her a few times on Flashback Monday. Only Murders in Gotham, the hit streaming program, is famous for filming in authentic New York locations and using real New Yorkers as extras. For its second season, they've chosen to spotlight the century-old Village Blend and in its crew of baristas. Shop manager and master roaster Claire Cosey is thrilled, especially when her coffee lands her a craft services contract for the production. But then a real bullet is fired from a stage gun. Claire keeps the coffee flowing and her investigation going, even as murder lurks in the wings. Can she root out the rotten player in the production before the lights go on her? Laura Child, Murder in the Tea Leaves. We've mentioned her in our food cozies. When Theodosia Browning reads the tea leaves on the spout of the movie Dark Fortune, things go from spooky to worse. Lights are dim, the camera rolls, and red-hot sparks fly as the film's director is murdered in a tricky electrical accident. Or is it an accident? Though the cast and crew are stunned beyond belief, nobody admits to seeing a thing. When Theodore's friend Delaney becomes the prime suspect, Theodosia begins her own shadow investigation. Who among this Hollywood cast and crew had murder on their mind? The screenwriter is a self-centered pothead. The leading actress is trying to wiggle out of her contract. The brand new director seems indifferent, and nobody trusts the slippery when dry Hollywood agent. Murder of a Hermit. If you haven't seen my tarot card things, go check that out. An impromptu tarot reading reveals the stranger who has been watching Hope and Summer over the last few days to be the Hermit, a seeker of knowledge and wisdom. The sisters discover that he has been hired to steal a valuable and potentially dangerous book from them, but only after he's drowned in their back garden. Yes, ma'am. Come on. Come on. You want to come over here? Come over here. Ah, this is another Cleo coil. I had to. Norma is a modern day nomad living at her van and teardrop trailer. She revels in self reliance, solitude, and reading in the glorious peace of nature. Jovial, wise, and scrumptious honest, she's become a uplifting presence in the little town of Quindock, Rhode Island, where a bookseller Penn is thankful to have her part-time help. But it's Norma's other job, working as a housekeeper at the Finch Inn, that gets her in trouble. Norma is accused of stealing jewels from a guest room. The legendary Valentino teardrops, an antique necklace and earring set inherited by a young socialite. Penn doesn't believe Norma is guilty of the crime, though the evidence is distressingly strong. And when the spirited Norma vanishes before her arrest, Penn turns to another spirit. Jack P.I. Her ghost help. And the last book of this wannabe Mother's Day cozy. Murder buys a one-way ticket. Laura Levine. I saw this and just. Jane Austen is disappearing in her latest freelance writing assignment, ghostwriting an exercise guidebook for a larger-than-life fitness personality. But before she can whip up something in the shape, Jane and her unpredictable cat Prozac board a luxury railway with strange company, extra baggage, and murder. What could be more idyllic than starting a new gig with an exclusive train ride from Los Angeles to Santa Barbara? Turns out a whole lot. Jane must figure out how to tolerate her client Chip Miller, aka Iron Man, a wealthy gym chain owner who Jane soon discovers is a tyrant and a bully with an ego as pumped as his pecs. Practically everyone on board seems to have it in for Chip, his dysfunctional family members, his beleaguered staff, even his supposed best buddy from the gym. So it's no shocker when he's found dead in the cabin. Unfortunately for Jane, she's the one who finds Chip's body, leaving her DNA on the murder weapon and making her a prime suspect in the murder. Ah, how's it going there? Did you find anything interesting to read? Were any of those cute? They were cute. They were all cute. You have to say that. They were all cute. I hope you found something to read. I hope you enjoyed that Mother's Day cozy. I tried. I really tried. I hope you liked that. Please hit the like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out Flashback Mondays, where we talk about all my favorite books in this magazine. And if you haven't seen last week's knitting cozies, go check it out. I had fun with that. I like this book. This was cute. I never expected Debbie May Como to be a cozy writer, but she is. So go check out that video too. And thank you so much for tuning in. Much appreciated.